Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Man, American courts had the funniest thing on, so we're going to start with that. It was so good. Hold on, here's the link to American courts. Go. Go watch American courts. It was really good. So yeah, we have to start with that. It's so funny. It's about that Nevada judge where the guy jumped over and started beating on her. Um, yeah. Then we're going to go to I don't know where, but there's a warning. It's a bone gets broken. It's not domestic violence-ish. It's not domestic violence. Um, but they describe it. So if you are, squeamish about things like that, I'll let you know. I think it's, I don't know, 12, 14 minutes long, and I'll let you know how long it is so you can go away and then come back. And then we got a male Karen who just does not want to comply. And then, guys, I don't know what to say about Judge Fleischer's courtroom today, but it was crazy. It was crazy. It starts funny, then gets oh, and then there's screaming and yelling and Steven involved, and yeah, that was Judge Fleischer's Friday. I hope he's resting right now. I hope he's fast asleep, not thinking about anything right now. So I'm gonna leave American Courts link up the whole time. Go watch American Courts. This is a piece of it.
And today was back in court. And this time, security was on high alert.
They're taking no chances this time. The out-of-control defendant who leaped over the bench to attack a judge was back in court today. A spit hood covering his head, his hands in shackles with special coverings. At least 8 court officers stood at the ready if he tried anything. He also faced the same judge he attacked when he made that flying tackle over the bench last Wednesday.
I want to make it clear that I am not changing or modifying the sentence I was in the process of imposing last week before I was interrupted by defendant's actions.
Judge Mary Kay Holthus sentenced Deborah Redden today to a minimum.
That man just, I don't know what happened to make him want to fly over the balcony and attack that judge like that. But now all of us, we got to sit there and get our dates reset. I ain't happy about that. Ain't none of us happy about that. But I knew something was wrong with him because when he first walked in, before they started everything, everybody in there quiet. We got to silence our phones. We got to do all, sorry, I just did some crack. We got to do all this extra stuff. When he walked in, he was so fine. He looked so good. And I let him know that I liked the way he looked and I wanted his number. Guess what he did? He called me a desperate. I knew something was wrong with him then. I didn't even do nothing to him. I just think he looked good. And as far as the judge, I got kicked out of the court because not because him flying like a squirrel over the balcony to her and doing what he did, but it was just the face that she made when he did it. Y'all had to see it for yourself. Them little videos don't tell y'all nothing. Y'all had to see everything for yourself. But I can't say too much because we got our court days reset. We ain't even got the paper yet. I don't know when I got to go to court. But I don't want her trying to give me additional charges just because I say so when y'all start the camera. So we're going to leave it at that. All right. But come on. That man is fine, though. And the way he jumped over there when he get out of jail, I might write him because I don't think he's going to get out of jail, but I'm going to write him. That motherfucker fine. All right. You can start it. What you mean it's live? It's been live? The judge gonna see this?
They put you on probation.
Oh, there's more. You got to go to Bill's stream to see it. There's more. There's more, and it's funny. You just got to go there. Oh my gosh. She was a comedian that did that, but it was so good. So good. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to go to right now is where a bone gets broken. So, if that makes you squeamish, go away for 12 minutes and 4 seconds and then cross your fingers that I don't pause it at all while it's going. It was a comedian. It was a comedian that did that. It was a comedian. And that's, Fozzie, folks are never happy. You've already yelled at me once during this stream, or maybe twice, and I just didn't see the other one. Linus, are you happy? Pete Barnes, are you happy? Yes, it was satire. It was funny. It was a joke. You're on the internet, so everything is a joke. All right. 12 minutes and 4 seconds.
Sign?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
That right there is a bad dude, guys. Bad dude.
Mhm.
We are in California in Stanislaus County. I didn't know there was
Okay.
a pause here. I'm going to fast forward it.
Or Mr. Mazan is people still.
There we go.
Mm.
All right, then we'll get on the record to court to call the matter of People's State of California versus Elaine Bassan, case number CR 24011-024. Mr. Mazan is present in custody with his attorney, Ms. Dominguez Shell. Mr. Aziz present on behalf of the people. The matter was continued to today's date after arraignment hearing on September 4th for the purposes of early case management as well as bail review. And at this point, bail was previously set at $100,000, which appears to be slightly below schedule. All right, Ms. Dominguez Shell.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Bazant would like to request OR bail reduction in this case. He does have an uncle that lives in the area. If he were to, in series, if he were to be released, he'd be able to go live with his uncle. He is a temp worker for a warehouse company as a forklift driver. If he were to be released, he'd be able to go back to that job. And if he were to be released, he would stay away from the victims in this case. Additionally, Mr. Lazan does admit that he has a substance use issue and he needs help. He wants to get help. And he is willing to attend AA if released and work with our social workers to get himself into a recovery program for his addiction issue. He does have a minimal criminal history, with just misdemeanor, I believe DUI and driving on a suspended license. And due to his financial income, he cannot afford bail as currently set. And since he's a temp worker, he does not have a very high income and may be only able to afford $1,000 bail.
All right, what's the people's position?
Yes, Your Honor. So in this case, the people would ask for no bail or bail to be set as scheduled, given Penal Code Section 1275C applies, which states the court must make a finding of unusual circumstances and shall set those facts on the record. This is a case where the defendant was arrested for a domestic violence incident. The defendant is alleged to have strangled the victim and grabbed her by the arm, which caused a bruise to the victim's arm. When law enforcement,
When you say the victim, are you referring to, there's two victims?
Yes.
There's Sarah Perry as well as Kevin.
for count one, so no, for count two, the
Okay, go ahead.
Sarah Perry.
Okay.
So once he was arrested for that domestic violence incident, the officers determined that defendant was not able to go to the jail unless he was cleared by medical. He was placed in an ambulance by AMR. AMR paramedic Kevin Raposa was attempting to put an IV in his hand. At that point, defendant grabbed the paramedic's wrist, leveraged it against the gurney, which caused the paramedic's arm or his wrist to snap. At the hospital, the officer observed that the paramedic was not able to rotate his wrist and a bone was protruding from his wrist. Given the magnitude of this offense, defendant's prior FTAs from 2020 with the DUI case that is on Monday, we believe that the defendant is a flight risk and also a public safety risk, given the violence he showed against two victims on the night of the incident, and ask bail to be set at no bail or at schedule.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Dominguez-Shell?
Just that Mr. Razan was very intoxicated, so intoxicated that they had called for the ambulance for him to get help and to get an IV. And we believe that this was an unconscious act and he was not aware of what was going on or what was happening and did not mean to harm the ambulance worker whatsoever.
All right, well, the
He
court
did not mean
has
to do it.
heard the arguments of both sides. The court accepts for the purposes of this hearing that the defendant is unable to afford the amount of bail that has been set by the court. The court has read and considered the complaint and the arguments of both sides, as well as warrant history and failure to appear in court on case number CR 20-002232, where he does have multiple failures to appear on a case that originated in the year 2020. The court has some serious concerns as the violent nature of the offenses here. As to two separate victims, the court sees his alcohol abuse as an aggravating factor, not a mitigating factor, whether he was unconscious or not. He did choose to consume alcohol or controlled substances, which altered his mental state, which resulted in the ensuing very violent conduct that was perpetrated against both victims, Miss Sarah Perry, as well as the emergency medical technician, Mr. Kevin Raposa. And so, based on the individualized consideration of the relevant factors, I find by clear and convincing evidence that non-financial conditions of release or a lesser amount of bail will not reasonably protect the public at large or the two victims in this matter, or reasonably assure Mr. Bazan's presence at trial. Therefore, bail is going to remain as set. I don't see a sufficient basis to set it at no bail, given the nature of the charges. And so bail is going to remain as set at $100,000, which is actually technically below the bail schedule. So that being said, your client does have the right to a preliminary hearing within 10 court days of his arraignment, which was on September 4th, or 60 calendar days. Have you spoken to your client about his position regarding that?
Yes, Your Honor. He's willing to waive the 10 days, but not the 60 days in his case, and if we can come back in 4 weeks.
All right, then we'll show a limited time waiver of the 10-day requirement, but not 60. And you said 4 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
4 weeks? So October 11th. That I think that has been a good date so far.
Is this your case or something?
Yeah, this is mine. Can we go?
Are you not available? That one of you weren't available.
He wasn't available.
Oh, Mr. Aziz is not available October 11th.
No.
One of your colleagues can't handle it on that date, or
They can, but ideally, I don't want to burden them.
I see. Then you want to come back October 10th? Are you gone that entire week?
Yes, 7th through
Okay.
Through the 15th?
yes.
The 16th?
Yes, yes, October 16th. Wasn't 60th day? Is it?
Well,
No.
the 60th day would be November 4th, which is I believe Judge Bessie's available November 4th, but the 60th day would be November 4th.
In that point, can we set a preliminary hearing just in case? On the
60th day?
Yeah, on the 7th or 58th day.
All right, so you want to set a preliminary hearing on
If he can't come back
the
early,
29th of October?
And do you want to come back?
You want to go the first week of October? We can do that.
Yeah. Do you want to come? You want to come back October 3rd?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll give us time.
So we're not setting a prelim then?
No.
Correct.
Then we'll show a limited time waiver of 10, but not 60. We'll continue, Mr.
Not everybody. Security, have a good Sunday. So he got $100,000 bail because an emergency personnel was trying to help him and he snapped his wrist for no reason. None. Zero reason. How dare he? I wish I was a judge. He would get no bail. Period. No bail. Bad dude. Bad dude. And you know, these people, he came up and all he was saying to his lawyer at first was, you know, I went out, I can't afford that bond. I went out, I can't afford that bond. Not, oh man, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm just so sorry. I didn't mean it. That poor guy, you know, it must have been horrible for him. No, 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 no. It's all about what's good for him and what's best for him. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but he just snapped an EMT's wrist for no reason. What if you were there to help? What if, like, he was at the grocery store and you were in front of him? Well, get your groceries delivered, then you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. EMTs. Okay. We don't get to hear this guy for a minute. Okay, so because the judge has to talk and then the lawyers have to talk. And then finally they say, hey, would you like to say anything? Here we go. It's about child support, child custody. Mr. Duffy. Every time you hear Mr. Duffy, take a drink.
Can you see me now? Yes. Okay. All right. All right, let's come to order so that I can get my video. All right, so this is an emergency motion hearing on two motions, one filed by Ms. Duffy, one filed by the guardian ad litem, Ms. Mussett, in the matter of Amanda Duffy versus Richard Duffy. For the clerk, to SPDR 24-01062. And so we have Ms. Lane for the plaintiff, Ms. and movement, and Mr. Wilkes for the defendant, and Ms. Musson, the guardian ad litem, is present. Ms. Musson, are you able to hear? All right, MC.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, I was trying to unmute.
No problem. Mr. Wilkes, are you able to hear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Duffy?
Yes, Your Honor.
See, and then Ms. Lane, I know you heard us earlier. Can you still hear?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that your client with you?
Yes, Your Honor. She's here with me in the same room.
All right, and Ms. Garrett is court reporter?
Yes, the
All right, so just for the record, this hearing is being conducted virtually by consent. Anyone objecting?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel? All right, and the public is being provided notice via live stream on the court's website. Let me go ahead and have the guardian ad litem who filed her motion first. Raise your right hand and be sworn in and tell me why you're asking for emergency relief today. I can have everyone who plans to testify raise their right hand, please. All right.
Each of you do solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give the court on the issue pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Out loud, please.
I do.
I do.
Hold on.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. All right, let the record reflect that the parties and the guardian ad litem have been sworn. Ms. Musson, state your name for the record.
Attorney Sky Musson?
And you are appointed as guardian ad litem in this matter on behalf of the court?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your
And
Honor.
can you tell the court why you filed an emergency motion in this matter, please?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding, I was not present at the hearing where the drug tests were ordered, but it was my understanding that they should have been done by Friday of last week. They were not done, and because I was not at that hearing, I did reach out to Mr. Duffy at that time. I asked him to make an appointment for Monday and to confirm it with me and send me a receipt and have it done on Monday. So I was working with him to try and give him a little extra time. I did not, he did send me a confirmation of the appointment, but on Monday, and neither on Monday nor Tuesday did he send me the receipt where the test had been done. When I spoke with him about the issue, he stated that he was not doing one and that it was an additional cost, and he did not feel as if there was a basis to do so. And so I have filed this emergency motion, as I do believe that those are necessary, as well as his demeanor by simply by initially telling me that he was going to do one and then not doing one, raises some concerns for me, Your Honor.
And the relief that you're seeking in this motion is what?
Your Honor, I'm asking that his visitation be suspended unless it is supervised, and that he be allowed. I don't have an issue with one phone call a day, but they need to be somewhat limited in nature, just because I do believe, especially after the pro se filings that I've seen, I do have concerns about what's being said in and around the children.
Okay, thank you. Parties, let me explain. As you know, Ms. Musson is the court's witness. Each of you have her on cross-examination. Ms. Lane, I'll start with you and recognize that your client has also filed a motion, but do you have any questions of Ms. Musson, the guardian ad litem?
Yes, Ms. Musson, when you were speaking to Mr. Duffy on the phone, were you concerned about his mental state at any point?
He did appear to be somewhat manic, and he kept trying to get, not on Friday, but this week when he and I spoke, he did appear, it was kind of a manic conversation. One of the things I had to remind him is that I work for the court, that I do not work for him. I cannot give him legal advice. He told me he was looking at retaining a different attorney. I told him, fantastic, I know those attorneys. Please feel free to tell them to call me on my cell phone. I'll help you in any way possible. But it was just disjointed thought patterns.
Nothing further.
Any questions, Mr. Wilkes?
And Judge, just for the record,
I had filed a motion to withdraw as counsel for Mr. Duffy in the pending matters that to date has not been objected to. And the order hadn't been entered, and I'm here at the court's direction. And I will have a couple of questions for Mrs. Musson. But Mr. Duffy, I notified him earlier today of
Hi,
this
guys.
hearing, and he is here as well. To the extent I'm still acting as his attorney, I'm trying to balance between me asking questions versus whether he's going to be asking questions himself.
Based on my calculations that I've seen your motion to withdraw. It was I have to go back and look at the notice again. I did not believe it was right, at least at the time that I scheduled this.
It hadn't been 10 days. The court's correct on that.
Right. And it wasn't consented to, so that's why I didn't sign the order prior to the expiration of the 10 days. So as of now, you are still his attorney in record. So do you have any questions?
Ms. Musson, have you had an opportunity to meet with the children yet?
No, that is actually set up for Monday. I will be meeting with the children.
And I assume your plan then would be to obviously do the thorough investigation as you can to try to understand how to best make sure that they're safe.
Yes, of course. I would follow all protocols. One of the concerns I do have is I am concerned. I know where Mr. Duffy resides, and it is my normal protocol to do home visits. Right now we have one scheduled, but I am a member of the Isle of Hope Volunteer Fire Department, and about 2 weeks ago there was actually a call out they share a driveway at 1719, and they share a driveway. Our fire chief has actually told every firefighter within our company that we are to be careful going down that driveway due to some postings on that driveway. So I have not done a show up at the house, as I am aware of some of the postings on the driveway, but I have already set up a home visit that I do intend on carrying out with Mr. Duffy. It's just I did not feel comfortable doing a show up visit.
Right. And your interactions with Mr. Duffy thus far have been by phone. Is that correct?
And in text.
And you understand he's not scheduled to have visitation this weekend?
That was my understanding, is that he would not pick up the children until sometime next week.
And your hope is to try to do some further investigative work in the interim to try to best understand what is the current situation so that you can make recommendations to this court as to how to meet the best interest of the 3 children.
Yes.
I never knew that was an option. You could just make sandwiches for the fire guys and like drop them off. Oh my gosh, could that be community service? Because you could do, never mind.
Include school visits. I've already obtained certain items that will allow me to start getting records. The one thing
You know what I heard, guys? Listen to this. I heard that if you foster a pet, one of the pets that are in the shelter, if you foster a pet, you get 3 hours a day of community service here in Lancaster. But you can only do 1 pet. So like if you have 100 hours of community service, you can't just go get 30 cats, but you can get 1 cat. And you get 3 hours of community service a day as long as you have that cat. So if you get in trouble with the law, get a cat or a dog or a kitty. That's easy. Easy.
will let the court know is they are utilizing a therapy group that is very, 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 very difficult to deal with.
Maybe,
so I've already trying to get that ball rolling as well, because they are actually incorporated out of Florida. So I have to go through their general counsel, but all of that is planned as part of my investigation.
And you haven't concluded one way or the other about the involvement of the parents, because it's too early in this process, but that's something that you intend on doing a investigation of as soon as it can be scheduled.
Yes, a full investigation. And in fact, I've offered them up my Monday, which is a holiday, to make sure that I am not delaying this any further than it needs to be.
And you accept that if Mr. Duffy sounded manic or disjointed, that at least one potential explanation could be the stress related to the ongoing lawsuits and his ex-wife's efforts to limit his visitation and
Or he was as high as a kite.
access to the children.
That could be a possibility. However, the context of the conversation, he was very angry with his ex-wife. So I think it also could just be anger, frustration. But it was again, as a primarily criminal defense attorney, it did come off as a manic conversation, such as one that I would have with a criminal defendant.
And you haven't concluded that he's committed any crimes, though, right?
Oh, no, definitely not. But I have made requests of all local police agencies for all local police reports.
Okay, and that'll be done as it relates to his living conditions as well as that of Mrs. Duffy and her fiance.
I do that for both parents in every investigation.
Okay, Judge, that's all I have for Ms. Musson at this time.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lane, is there anything you'd like to present that isn't cumulative, I guess, I know about the drug test not having been taken, or at least no evidence of that, and concerns about his.
I just have
okay. All right.
two questions. Miss
You have another
Musson,
question? Hold on, Ms. Musson. Okay.
yes. Miss Musson, I just want to make this clear for the record. You have consented to the proposed emergency order that Miss Duffy filed into the record yesterday?
Yes.
And Miss Musson, are you concerned that Mr. Duffy is on drugs?
Objection as to.
I am concerned.
There's no foundation.
Hold on, let me, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
I'm concerned whenever any
No,
parent.
I wanted his objection. I'm sorry. Mr. Wilkes, what's your objection?
I apologize.
The absence of foundation, she's testified about the limits of what she's done thus far, and her asking to be the question is asking for her to speculate.
All right, I'm gonna sustain the objection. I did hear her concerns loud and clear, irrespective of what.
Also, thank you, Misconduct, for the super sticker on the comments. Thank you so much.
She thinks he's on drugs or not.
All right. And what were the specific postings on the driveway that you referenced? Are those like no trespassing, or do they reference violence or anything like that?
Based on what our fire chief explained to us, is it's things along the lines of if you continue further.
Sustained.
Okay.
She
No
can
further
say she's
questions.
concerned based on the postings, and I've heard that. Any other questions? No?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any other questions of the guardian ad litem, Mr. Wilkes?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Any evidence to present in support of your motion? Other evidence, Ms. Musson, other than your testimony?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
No,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Lane. Anything else to present?
No, Your Honor. It would just be cumulative.
All right. Anything to present, Mr. Wilkes?
Judge, I'm pausing because
Here we go, guys.
I think Mr. Duffy, do you want to testify as to any of these allegations that and contentions being made?
Yes, absolutely.
And you and Mr. Duffy, you're willing, and if the court permits, you're willing to testify with the understanding that I filed a motion to withdraw as your counsel?
That is correct as well.
So, Judge, to the extent that Mr. Duffy would like to comment on the two emergency motions that are the relief obviously impacts his access to his children. And so if the court will allow, I will allow Mr. Duffy to share with the court what he would like to say in response.
Okay. And let me just say this, Mr. Duffy, before you finally decide whether you're going to testify. At the very least, based on what I've heard, I'm willing to grant the motion in this respect, that the unsupervised visits will be suspended pending two things. The completed drug tests and Ms. Musson having an opportunity, assuming those drug tests are negative, to speak with the children and speak, do the home visits, and then I will reconsider unsupervised visits. But I'm not going to say you can't have any visits. It would just be supervised, preferably with Bright House or Ms. Musson if she has some other recommendation after speaking. But if you would still like to, and that would just be temporary until further order of the court based on, excuse me, based on this, thank you. You obtaining the drug test as well as Ms. Musson's preliminary investigation. Would you still like to testify?
And I would, I have, I would
All right, hold on.
ask.
State your name for the
Sure,
record, Mr.
of
Duffy.
course. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Apologize, Your Honor. Richard Duffy.
Okay. Are you questioning him, Mr.
I think, Judge, I'll do the direct as best I can within the context of the parameters set forth by the court. Mr. Duffy.
So we're just, Mr. Duffy, just so you know, this is just limited to the emergency hearing. So please don't get into any matters beyond that, because recognizing Mr. Wilkes and the posture he's in, I would assume has not prepared for anything beyond that. Okay.
I
So
understand.
He
Mr.
does not
Wilkes?
listen.
Mr. Duffy, you understand that there is a hearing that's been scheduled for mid-September on the underlying substantive motion filed by your former wife?
Yes, I am.
And the court has stated a moment ago that it is likely to limit your visitation until that hearing,
Love you, Hawaii
in that it
breeze.
would be supervised, and you would be subject to taking and submitting a drug test. And I think the court would like to hear, is that something you're willing to do?
I feel that it is very punitive and arduous based on the fact that I have already passed 6 drug tests to Ms. Duffy's satisfactions and a psychological test, which she keeps alluding to. And the claims that Ms. Duffy made to bring this forward to the court were falsified, are completely baseless, and have been consistent throughout the year as she has
Mr.
filed
Duffy.
multiple emergency.
Mr. Duffy, can I get you to answer that question, yes or no? And I want to warn you, because it seems like you're starting to get into, if I'm hearing you correctly, the substance of some other concerns. Really, the issue today is limited to you haven't really taken the drug test, which is one thing that the court wanted done sooner rather than later, as it relates to your continued visits while this matter was pending. So yes or no, are you willing to take the drug test? I can't hear you. You're muted. You're muted, Mr. Duffy.
No, ma'am. I would like the court to rule on the validity of Ms. Duffy's claims, which are falsified, arduous, and punitive. I have already paid thousands of dollars in drug tests to her satisfaction, and her basis her claim is baseless.
Okay. Any other questions, Mr. Wilkes?
Mr. Duffy, you would like to continue to see and interact with your children in as broad a capacity as permitted until such time as the substantive underlying merits of this case are addressed?
Absolutely. There was nothing but positive communication when this motion was filed for an emergency hearing. There was no emergency. The children are not in danger. They're not around anything negative, illegal, or not illegal. It's a baseless claim, and it is unfortunate. I'm flat broke too, Drew. I just don't have extra money to be content. Every time that she throws her hand up, it costs me a tremendous amount of money with baseless claims. I mean, six negative drug tests this year, and now she wants to have me, I'm being forced to have another one, and I don't have the money.
given the
Thank you,
the
Casey.
comments from the court about the likely events between now and when the hearing on the underlying issues is scheduled, is there anything else that you feel like you need to say?
Well, during the time that the emergency was supposedly happening, the children were with me on a 2-week vacation, followed by 1 week with Amanda, followed by another week with me, followed by a week with Amanda, then back with me. There was no emergency. It's manipulated. This is the fourth, or I believe the fourth time that they've thrown up the emergency flag. I mean, I had the police run down my street one time with the blue lights ablazing because Miss Duffy claimed the children were in imminent danger. They showed up when we were watching Lilo and Stitch and eating Papa John's on a Sunday evening. It's just continuous abuse.
And Mr. Duffy, you do not object to that my motion to withdraw as your attorney's been filed, and it's not your intent at this time to file an objection to that, correct?
That is correct.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Duffy.
Any questions, Ms. Lane?
Yes, just a couple, Your Honor. Mr. Duffy, the urine test or the drug tests that you referenced in your testimony, those were urine tests you took, correct?
That is correct, because that's what was asked and required.
And you've refused to take any hair tests though since the divorce, isn't that correct?
I haven't had any reason to. It's a baseless claim.
The court ordered you on August 23rd, 2024 to take a hair test, isn't that correct?
Based on y'all calling me a murder threat on false allegations. Everything that you brought forward to the court was not true, Mrs. Lane.
So you don't believe that you should have to follow a court order, isn't that true?
I don't believe that I should have to follow a court order based on a false claim, a manipulated situation that is abusing the court system continuously with emergency notices and emergency hearings that are not emergencies and are only punitive to me financially.
Nothing further.
Any questions, Ms. Musson?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Anything else, Mr. Wilkes?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Well, two things. Based on Mr. Duffy's acknowledgement on the record that he's not objecting to the motion to withdraw, I'm going to enter that order today. I'm also going to enter the emergency order proposed by Ms. Lane, pursuant to which the unsupervised visits of the party's 3 children and the overnight visits will be temporarily suspended pending further order of the court. However, the dad will be able to have supervised visits, daytime visitation.
Yeah, but it wasn't the mom who did it that time. It was the guardian ad litem, because when she spoke with him, he was clearly under the influence.
Up to 4 hours at a time, up to twice a week. Preferably Bright House, which there's a process. I think I may have emailed that. I'm not certain if I did. I'll try to email that link for you to fill out. That's the court's order. Mr. Duffy, I hope you can get an attorney soon.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Wilkes is allowed to withdraw as of today. We still have the hearing on the 18th. Mr. Duffy, I encourage you, obviously seek the advice of counsel, but the court has heard enough to warrant the follicle screen that I ordered. And we'll see where it takes us if you don't comply with that. But that's the court's ruling. I'll get both of these orders filed today, and I will see all of you with the exception of Mr. Wilkes on the 18th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a safe weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I found out today that if I'm in my with my streaming software, I don't get all the comments. I think I only get top comments. How long have I been using this software? I don't know how many comments I've missed, because I found out because Lena said, "I'm sorry," or "My bad," or something like that, and I didn't see any comment from her go by that would call for that. The last thing she said was like, "Ha ha ha, ha, Donald." So I looked and I I wonder how many comments that I have missed over time. That's crazy. Okay. Now we're going to I want to you know how I normally say we go back to normal when we go to Judge Fleischer? Let's get back to normal. Let's get guys, nothing is normal about this today. Nope, nothing. It's oh, I have it wrong spot, but that's okay. I can fix it. This is the guy we're oh, you can't. This is the guy we're going to see later. But first, we have to get through the beginning first. All right. Here we go. It starts off with a bang.
Okay, which one?
The transfer, those two.
Unsign both of them?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sarah, can you chat me? Who do you have, please? Okay, they've been unsigned.
Thank
Okay, you said Green was the last name? Is that right?
Judge Page 8.
Okay.
It's Garrett.
Oh, Garrett, okay.
Where are we? I've worked out a PCI.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're ready, you're set, so it's going. So, all right, are you Garrett Green?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, you're charged with racing on the highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On August 31st, 2024, law enforcement officers began to follow 3 vehicles which appeared to attempt through tunnels in Harris County, Texas. Law enforcement officers observed all 3 vehicles line across each other, slow down to 40 miles per hour and accelerate to speeds of 90 miles per hour. Law enforcement officers were able to get behind the defendant's vehicle and a traffic stop was initiated. Law enforcement officers made contact with the defendant driver and ID'd him with his Texas driver's license.
Okay. What happened to the co-defendants? Do we know? Did any of the other people get arrested? Matt,
One
do
of
you
them's
know?
here this morning, Your Honor, his brother.
Can you bring him up? Are you
Listen, guys, when we get to the next case, can you please not get me demonetized? Can you just think before you text and not get me demonetized? I would really, really, really appreciate it.
representing him as well?
I'm not.
Okay, who is that? Is that?
Unless you
I have a Kenneth Green. That's not your guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not.
I don't
Do
know.
you know where the other one's here, Pavel? It may be, you know, depending on the cause number, it may get transferred elsewhere. That's why I'm at. So we need to know who the other ones are and the cause numbers.
Hayden Green,
Hayden.
Hayden.
He's not connected, so let me find him. I found him.
What's your cause number?
So that's inquiry 11, 252-6823. This is 68.
See, that's, this has got the lower cause number. It may go over there.
2526823.
Yes.
There's one more too, right?
I just know about him and his brother.
Okay. Did they catch the third person?
So nobody is connected with each other. It's going to be difficult to find them, but I found Hayden.
Okay,
I
so
can see how they wouldn't file them necessarily as co-defendants, but if it's
So it goes, I would assume it goes to court 11 then, it gets transferred to court 11. He's put an offer on the file now. I mean, I'm happy to just keep it. Don't know.
It's just for different. It's a PTI class. It's already signed everything, so.
Mr. Green, I wanted to give you a little bit of notice that the Texas legislature has made it extremely easy now for district attorneys across the state to seize and take cars for individuals who participate in these types of behavior, multiple offenses. And I've seen it. I've had people come in here and the DA sees their $60,000 car because they participate in a boneheaded race. 610 Sam Houston Tollway, this is not the right place to do it. If you want to do it, there are other places in Houston properly designated to race. On 610, on 59, that's not the place to do it. And I'm making that now a condition of your bond. If I find that you participate in any more of this behavior, guess what happens? What?
I said seizure.
No, I'm going to put you in jail.
Okay.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in jail. And then if you're unlucky enough, they'll take your car away from you, seize it permanently, and then you lose everything. So you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance while you're on docket, but I want you to understand that I'm not going to put up with this type of behavior. We have way too much death on the highway as it is, and I don't want it under my watch. So as it stands now, we will reset your case. We will give you time to work out the agreement, but you will be signing bond conditions that you're not to participate in any racing, street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving. And that's a very broad category of reckless driving. So if I find that you do it, you know what happens. Okay, so we'll just have you guys have a sign a reset now. I'm then going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. All right? Okay, guys.
Excuse me.
I don't know if the offer's been made. You've already accepted the contract, so whether it transfers, they're going to honor it regardless. So I don't think you have a problem with that, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
Right this way.
Thanks, Matt.
Good to see you.
You too. Take care.
All right, Judge, next is page 1, and Guino, John.
And next I have Sarah Ritchie here for an arraignment. It's on Correa. Hi,
Morning,
Sarah.
Judge.
Good
Hi.
morning.
Sorry, I'm walking home from school, dropping my kids off.
That's okay. We're happy that you made it. Well, let me do this and then I'll hit you up next, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Is Anguiano.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Anguiano, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Okay,
On
next
August
case.
29, 2024, a law enforcement officer discovered via social media that a group was hosting a parking lot takeover at 12 Drive in Harris County, Texas. Law enforcement officers observed the defendant's vehicle enter pit and parking lot and complete donut burnouts within 10 feet from other vehicles and bystanders. Defendant did large donuts and nearly caused a collision. A traffic stop was initiated. Law enforcement officers made contact with the defendant driver. The defendant admitted to doing donut burnouts and his vehicle had large black coats of dust around the rear bumper. The defendant was identified with his AFIS.
Okay. Mr. Anguiano, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You heard everything I told him.
Yes, sir.
Same thing applies to you. You start doing these boneheaded moves, the state will take your car away from you, seize it permanently, and it's gone. And there's nothing you can do about it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
I don't.
You are not allowed to drive.
All right.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today, Mr. Anguiano. This is a promise you're going to make to me. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if you need groceries. There's a burning building and you have to save 15 people. You get into a car and drive. I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time your butt gets into a car and drives. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
18.
What do you do with yourself now?
I'm a server at Abuelo's Mexican restaurant.
You graduate from high school?
No.
Listen, don't get on him because he's a server. Servers make good money sometimes, you know. Look what Fozzie got me. Fozzie got me breakfast. Caffeine. All right, hold on. I gotta do the unboxing. Move keyboard. Bagel. Bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, and it's freaking hot. Like it's hot. It's really, really hot. That's awesome. I feel bad because I usually give them a little bit more, like when they get here, but even though I worked, I put all my money in the bank last night, so I don't have nothing, no cash on me. This stream runs on Duncan. Hold on, can you even see? Yeah, you can see. You can see. Thank you, Fozzie. Now, do I tell the kids about this, or do I just eat it all myself? It's very unhealthy for them, right? It would be bad for me to give up anything to them, right? Thank you, Fozzie. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Whose car is this?
It's my car, but everything's my mom's name.
Where's mom? Is she
She's at
here
work.
now?
No, she's at work. I took an Uber here from Galveston.
If I drug test you right now, what's going to show up?
Marijuana.
What else?
That's it.
I'm sending you for a drug test right now. I want to know what else is in your system. And I'm going to tell you how things are going now. We're going to do about 180. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get you to start working on getting your GED. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on you becoming a non-marijuana smoker. The next time you smoke dope, you will go into jail, and I'm going to make your bond so high your head's going to split into 3, and I'm going to keep you there until you test negative. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's a nice.
I will appoint your lawyer today, Mr. Angriano. What I'm going to do is I'm sending you for a drug test now. You must immediately come back after your test. If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, I will make your bond very, very high. You got out of jail now because I gave you a free bond. You're not going to get another one. Do you understand?
So I take a drug test and then come right back here?
Correct. And then I'm going to give you a lawyer, and then we'll talk about your situation as far as drug testing and schooling is concerned. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, come up here, swear to me that you're not going to drive anymore, and then we'll have you sent for a drug test here momentarily. Okay.
All right, page 4. Campos, come on up.
Wait. Can we do Correa? That's okay. It's page 5. Guess what she has? I guess let's just do it because she's here, and then it's okay. What is your name, ma'am?
Elsie Correa.
Oh, you are Elsie Correa? Okay, Sarah, I want you to know you're not here alone. Your lawyer is here with you online. I don't know why the TVs aren't working. They have a mind of their own. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So you're not here alone. You are charged with possession of a gambling device. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Good morning, Mr. DeGuida.
Okay, in my head, this case was like the very first thing that happened in his courtroom. But apparently all this other stuff happened and I forgot about it. There is a case coming up soon, eventually.
Is your client here today? Okay. Okay. Will you just let me know? And can you have him come in here, please?
I don't know where he is. He's not unless he's hiding in the restroom or went somewhere else.
Okay,
He checked in and left.
we'll see. Okay,
I'll go start showing again.
please.
Thank you.
Okay. So like I said, you're charged with possession of a gambling device. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On August 7th, 2024, an officer conducted an investigation at a Chevron gas station. Each person at the gas station received a payout in excess of 10 times a single bet or 10 times a single $1 bet. A search was executed. The officers recognized the defendant as the person who paid out their winning on the 3 occasions, and she admitted to paying $80 to a customer for winnings off the device.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Thank you,
I'm not
security.
putting any conditions on your bond. Just be careful. Do not pick up any new cases. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Sarah, do you guys have any questions?
No, Your Honor. No, we're good. Can her appearance be waived for the next few settings?
Yeah, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Sarah. She'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If she tells me she cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. So just don't pick up any new cases and just stay in contact. What are we looking for a date?
November 5th through the 7th.
November 5th through the 7th, Sarah.
Yes, Your Honor. Let me look real quick. I guess I'll take November 6th.
Okay. Okay, so I will have you sign a reset now, and then after that, you're free to go, man. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Right this way. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Thanks, Sarah. Have fun.
Thanks.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
have the Arabic interpreter.
Oh, okay. Can we see the
Ms. Bahat, are you our interpreter?
Yes, I'm the Arabic interpreter here.
Great. Thank you so much for coming.
Sure, thank you.
Did you want to do the Spanish one before he goes?
Oh,
He's needed.
come on.
All right, Judge, page 12. Lopez.
Lopez o Segura. You are Edgar Lopez Osegura. You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
On September 1st, 2024, law enforcement officers observed the defendant's vehicle running a red light with no lights on at the 7100 block of Airline Drive, which is a public road in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated. The law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant driver. The law enforcement officer observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, glossy red eyes, and disorientation. The defendant admitted to consuming 8 to 9 Corona 7-ounce beer bottles. Standard field sobriety tests were administered, in which the officer observed 6 out of 6 clues for the horizontal gaze test. 3 out of 8 clues for walking turn, and 1 out of 4 for one leg stand. The defendant was read his DIC and he consented to a breath test. The results were a 0.102 and 0.097. An inventory conducted on the defendant. The law enforcement officer observed 2 open containers on the driver's floorboard The defendant was identified with his Honduras passport.
So he had alcohol in the car while he's driving.
Yes, sir.
You know, Mr. Lopez Segura, I would hope
I'm
that you
gambling right now.
understand that you should not have alcohol in the car while you're driving. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué le pasa si usted va a la cárcel? No sé. I don't know.
You're not in this country with permission.
No está en el país con permiso.
If you go to jail, immigration, they sweep the jail on a daily basis. If they find you in there, they will put an immigration detainer on you. You will be stuck in jail until this case is over with, and then you'll be shipped off to immigration. And I'm going to tell you that anytime you have alcohol in the car while you're driving, it's a minimum of 5 days in jail. To any punishment that you do, you are now alleged to have alcohol in the car. So it's a minimum of 5 days in jail to anything that you do in this case. I guarantee you do 5 days, you will get an immigration detainer. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive any motor vehicle whatsoever for any reason. You will be signing a promise with me today, Mr. Lopez. If I find that you drive and I don't care what your excuse is, I will put you in jail for a very long time. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you consume alcohol, likewise, you will go to jail. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Does he have any prior DWIs by chance? No? I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I will get you to Victoria where you will sign a reset. We're going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. After that, you will eventually meet with pretrial for your bond conditions. Look at me.
Earlier today is right.
No tomas y no manejes o te pongo en la cárcel inmediatamente. ¿Entiendes, Méndez?
Eat in the chair
Come on.
or you'll drip on your pants.
All right, then the next Spanish speaker is page 16, Pacheco. And the co-defendant is Vasquez on page 21.
Oh, thank you so much. I missed the page, Victoria.
Page 16 and 21.
Here we go, guys. Buckle up.
Well, here's one we haven't seen in a while. Good morning.
Yes.
Good
morning.
Both of you are charged with public lewdness. This is a Class A misdemeanor. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
September 1st, 2024, officers were dispatched to 4220 Bissonnet regarding a criminal trespass incident. Police dispatch advised that the homeowner arrived at his residence and discovered a red Toyota Corolla parked on his driveway with 2 occupants inside the vehicle. The homeowner told the occupants to leave and they did not comply. The officer arrived at the location and discovered the red Toyota was parked on the resident's driveway. The vehicle engine was off, and the vehicle's front right passenger window was rolled down. The officer approached the vehicle and observed a female, the co-defendant, laying on the front passenger seat and a male and other defendant laying on top of her. The front passenger seat was reclined all the way back. The co-defendant's lower body was nude with her vagina exposed. The other defendant's lower body was nude as well, with his erected penis exposed and touching the co-defendant near her vagina. Officers ordered both individuals to stop their actions and exit the vehicle. The individuals did not comply and they continued with their actions. Both defendants were detained.
Really?
Both defendants were detained. Both individuals were intoxicated with slurred speech and red glossy eyes. Both individuals could not keep their balance and needed assistance walking. Both defendants were secured in the back seats of the police vehicles. The homeowner said he arrived at home at approximately 1:15 a.m. and discovered the red Toyota parked on his driveway. The homeowner said that he did not know the individuals and he saw a male and a female kissing while sitting on the front right passenger seat.
I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward in both of your cases, and I would hope that you would recognize that this is something that's supposed to be a private event between both of you and not to display it to the entire world. I am now making it a condition on both of you guys not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test each of you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, I'm going to put you in jail or illegal drugs. Likewise, I'm ordering you not to have sex in public. If you're going to have any kind of relations, do it indoors. Do you understand?
Yes.
Tell me, are both of you United States citizens?
¿Perdón? ¿Es ciudadano estadounidense, sí o no?
No.
Mr. Vasquez, are you here with or without permission in this country?
Without permission.
Ms. Pacheco, are you here with or without permission?
Without permission.
Do you know what happens if you go to jail?
¿Saben qué es lo que les pasa? Puede pasar si van a la cárcel.
Disculpe, sí.
Do you know what happens if you go to jail?
Si va a la cárcel.
No sabe.
No, I don't know.
Piense. ¿Qué pasa si te ponen en la cárcel?
Disculpe, señor juez, la verdad que cometimos un error. Disculpe.
I'm trying to give you a warning, and I want you to think about it. Go to jail.
Es un castigo. Es un castigo.
A punishment.
No. If you go to jail,
Si usted va a la cárcel,
immigration will find you. They will put a detainer on each of you. You will be stuck in jail for the next 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do to you. You cannot bond out, and you will be stuck there for about the next 9 months. If you do not want this to happen, do not violate the conditions I've set forth now. This is the only warning you will get from me. I'm not going to do it again. If you're incapable of having relations indoors, then you'll be doing it in the jail. Do each of you understand?
Sí, entendemos.
Yes,
Judge, that's a completely different kink.
I understand.
Tell me, so you're representing only this gentleman? Okay. Ms. Pacheco,
Señora Pacheco,
tell me about yourself. Do you work?
¿trabaja? ¿Trabaja?
Sí.
Yes.
What do you do, ma'am?
¿Qué tipo de trabajo hace?
Remodelación.
Remodeling.
Do you have children?
¿Tiene hijos?
Uno.
One.
Where is this child?
Guatemala.
Okay. What kind of income do you earn?
Eso, ¿qué cantidad de ingresos recibe?
500.
500.
How much a month?
¿Cuánto al mes? 2000.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am?
No.
Let's do this. I want you to fill out an application for me, and I'll determine whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer or not. As it stands now, each of you do not violate these conditions. I will put you in jail. You get no more warning. I told them no more alcohol, no more dope, because they're intoxicated. Not only that, who's driving? It's a red truck. Is that your truck?
Es suyo.
It's a
Or a Corolla? No driving. You do not have a Texas driver license. I am now making that a condition as well. Mr. Vasquez, if I find that you drive, likewise, you will go to jail. I don't care what your excuse is. Guys, I will have you sign a reset with Victoria. Both of you will also, Mr. Vasquez, I'm going to have you come up and sign a promise with me that you're not to drive. After that, both of you will meet with pretrial, sign your bond conditions. And after that, Mr. Vasquez will release you to your lawyer. Ms. Pacheco, we will have you take a seat in the jury box while we, please, guys. Thank you.
Vasquez will go over there first for the no driving application. And then Pacheco.
What did we just watch? I don't even know. I mean, we've all
Man, there
done
must
it.
have been some stank in that car. God.
Stanky car.
At least the window was open.
Reminds me of that one song, Steamy Windows. Was it, what's her name? Who sang that? Steamy Windows. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. Tina Turner. That's it. Come, stop. Don't even go there. Come up, Mr. DeGuy. I know that you have somewhere to go. Okay. Do you want to do that now?
Yes, I was going to say if I could just run and.
Yeah, whatever you need to do. Happy to do it.
Take to one, and then that'll give us time to complete the plea.
Oh, wait, say that again?
By 10 o'clock, the TRO.
Okay.
I'm going to run across the street and get it moved to one, so we can do the plea.
Okay, yeah, happy to do it. Take your time. Yeah, for sure.
I'll be right back. Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe excuse.
All right, Judge, you ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
All right, page 4, Campos, Alfredo, come on up.
So, did you get all the condition, those two?
Yes,
Yeah, and the no sex in public, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you can waive the fees on everything as well, please, on everything. Vic, what page?
Page 4.
Are you Alfredo Campos? Mr. Campos, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Hey, after this, Vic, let's do the translator, huh? On page 1, Arabic. Okay. All right, you ready? Please.
On August 30th, 2024, a traffic stop was initiated for failure to signal a turn at 2 different intersections. An officer noticed the slurred speech, glossy eyes, strong odor of alcoholic beverage, and poor balance. The defendant was observed leaving the Danny's Tavern Bar, where the defendant advised that he had one to 3 Corona beers prior to driving. The defendant is underage, 20 years old. 1 open container of a 12-ounce Corona was found in the front center console cup holder. which was 3/4.
Drinking while driving.
The beer was 3/4 full and cold to touch. Standard field sobriety test showed 6 out of 6 signs for the horizontal gaze test. The defendant refused the walk and turn and the one leg stand test. The defendant refused to provide a sample of his breath or blood. The defendant also refused to sign the DIC. Blood search warrant was issued.
What kind of criminal history does he have? Does he have any prior DWIs?
He has no criminal history.
Mr. Campos, I want you to understand something, that it's damn elementary for you not to have alcohol in the car while you're driving. I am finding probable cause and I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle for any reason, and you will now be signing an affidavit with me today. This is a promise you're going to make to me now that you're not to drive. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. You cannot justify any reason for driving. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, likewise, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I hope you heed this warning, because if I catch you driving, I'm going to grow horns and a tail, and I'm going to let loose on you. Do you understand? I will have you sign this affidavit with me now. We're going to get you to Victoria, sign a reset. You must get a lawyer. We're going to reset your case for a couple of weeks. When you come back, please have a lawyer. After that, you'll get with pretrial for your bond conditions and you'll be free to leave. Do not pick up any new cases. Don't drink, and especially don't drive.
The interpreter is here for page 1, top of page 1.
Okay. Asalkini, come up. Good morning.
صباح الخير.
طبعا النور.
I have a
Good morning.
translator here for you.
أنا مترجمة راح أكون متواجدة معك.
Okay.
You were charged with assault of a family member.
عندك تهمة أنه أنت اعتديت على واحد من أفراد عائلتك.
You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
ممكن تبقى سنة بالسجن وتدفع كفالة $4,000 بسبب هذا الشيء.
We are going to do probable cause.
راح نشوف شنو السبب بهذه القضية.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
عندك الحق أنه تبقى ساكت، لأن أي شيء تتكلم به ممكن يستخدم ضدك في المحكمة.
You have the right to have an attorney present.
عندك الحق أن يكون عندك محامي متمثل.
If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
إذا ما عندك الفرصة أنه تكلف محامي يحضر، نقدر إحنا نكلف المحكمة أنه تجيب لك محامي.
Okay.
On August 31st, 2024,
في يوم 31 من الشهر الثامن من السنة الفائتة،
the deputy was dispatched to meet the citizen meet the citizen call at a Whataburger.
اللي صار أنه واحد من الشرطة أو الضباط أرسلوا إلى واتا برجر اللي هو مطعم
At 1225 Fry Road in Katy, Harris County, Texas.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that address for me?
The complainants are sisters and the defendant is their father.
المدعى عليهم هم أخوة، والمعتدي في هذه الحالة هم والدهم.
The complainant stated that on August 18th, 2024, the defendant, their father, assaulted them just because they overslept.
Okay.
والمدعى عليهم أو المدافعين قرروا أنه في يوم 18 من الشهر الثامن صار عليهم اعتداء من قبل والدهم لأن هم بقوا نايمين لفترة طويلة.
Because they overslept during daytime hours in their home.
لأن هم بقوا فترة طويلة نائمين في أوقات النهار.
When the complainants woke up, the defendant was holding a belt.
المعتدى عليهم عندما استيقظوا من النوم شافوا أن المعتدي بإيده حزام.
And the defendant became aggressive with the complainants.
والمتهجم عليهم أصبح نوعا ما وحشيا معهم بالتعامل.
One of the complainants tried to leave the house when the defendant struck her.
واحدة من المدعى عليهم قالت أنه كان لازم أنه تطلع من البيت عندما حصل هذا الاعتداء.
The defendant struck her with the front door, causing pain and a laceration on her forehead.
المدعى عليها ذكرت أن المتهجم عليها في لحظة من الأوقات ضربها بالباب وسبب لها كدمة ونوعا من الخدوش على منطقة الجبهة أو الجبين.
The defendant then grabbed a hanger and began to strike her on her thighs.
وبدأ المتهجم عليها أنه جاب نوع من التعلاقات أو شيء وضربها على منطقة الأفخاذ.
The strike to the thighs caused bruising to the complainant.
الضربات المتتالية على منطقة الفخذ سببت رضوض وكدمات.
The complainant ran from the house to get away from the defendant.
المعتدى عليها حاولت أنه تطلع من المنزل بسبب المتهجم.
And ran to a neighbor's door and asked for help.
وركضت إلى أحد من بيوت الجيران وطلبت المساعدة.
The second complainant stated that the defendant asked her if she wanted to follow her sister.
المعتدى عليها الثانية ذكرت أنه المتهجم ذكر لها أنه إذا تريد هي هم تلحق أختها الثانية.
The second complainant said yes and tried to walk out of the door.
والمدعية الثانية أو اللي متهجم عليها ذكرت أنه قالت نعم وبدت تنطلق لاتجاه الباب.
The defendant grabbed her to prevent her from leaving.
بعدين المتهجم لزمها ومنعها من الخروج من المنزل.
And punched her in the left eye with a closed fist, causing pain.
وضربها بلكمة أو بقبضة.
We only have one assault.
We only have one assault.
في هذه الحالة عندنا اعتداء واحد. ليش؟
Both complainants have visible injuries and took photos after the incident.
المدعين في هالقضية اثنيناتهم عندهم إصابات وعندهم صور لهذه الإصابات.
The defendant and his son stated that there was no physical contact.
المتهجم وابنه ادعوا إنه ماكو أي خلينا نقول تلامس جسدي.
But the defendant admitted to being upset.
لكن المدعين ذكروا إنهم أو المتهجمين ذكروا إنهم كانوا ضايجين نوعا ما أو زعلانين من الموضوع.
Because the complainants were still asleep during the daytime.
لأن المدعين ذكروا إنهم كانوا نايمين بوقت النهار مثل ما ذكروا.
All of this just because of oversleeping.
كل هذا اللي حصل فقط لأنه
Such a shame.
زيادة بالنوم الأطفال.
I'm finding probable cause on your case.
شنو السبب أو السبب بهذه القضية.
And I want you to know.
أريدك تعرف.
I will protect every single person of Harris County.
راح أدافع عن كل شخص موجود بمقاطعة هاريس.
I don't care if it's your daughter, your son, your mother, grandmother.
أنا ما أهتم إذا هذا الشخص ابنك، بنتك، بيبيتك أو أي شخص ثاني.
If I find that you lay a hand on any single person ever again,
إذا عرفت إنه أنت ماد إيدك على أي شخص مهما يكون راح أحاسبك على هالشيء.
I will lock you up so fast your head will spin and explode.
راح أخليك بالسجن بسرعة بحيث أنت ما تستوعب هالشيء بحيث رأسك يفتر.
As it stands now, there is a protective order that has been issued in this case.
حسب الموجود حالياً أكو أمر بعدم التعرض موجود بالقضية.
I am ordering you not to have contact with either of the complaining witnesses in this case.
ده أنطيك الأمر أنه ما يصير أي تلامس بينك وبين المدعين في هذه القضية.
There is a protective order. So if you should so much as even have a text message or a 1 second phone call.
إذا صار أي نوع من التواصل بينك وبيناتهم لأن أكو الأمر بعدم التعرض سواء كانت ثانية من الاتصال أو أي تكست مسج أو رسالة نصية.
I believe the complainants live in the house.
I don't care. There's a protective order. He cannot go back to the house.
أنت ما تقدر ترجع للبيت لأن أكو أمر بعدم التعرض.
I mean, I understand if you've already spoken to them. I don't care.
يقول أنا عارفة أنتوا
from
حاكين
going to the
وياهم
house.
وأنا ما يهمني أنا ما أقبل منك إنه تروح لذاك البيت.
You are not to go within 200 feet
لازم ما تروح بقربهم المسافة 200
of
قدم.
5918 Coyote Echo Drive in Katy.
تقول بالعنوان اللي هو 5918 كويوتي.
Do you understand?
تفتهم هالشي؟
If you violate this, the state will file additional charges against you.
إذا ما تقيدت بهذه الأوامر الولاية راح تحكم عليك بشغلات إضافية لازم تلتزم بيها.
For now, I will have you sign a reset with Victoria.
حاليا راح أخليك إنه توقع أوراق ويا فيكتوريا.
After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box.
وبعد هالشي راح أخليك تقعد بصندوق المحلفين.
I'm going to have additional bond conditions for you to sign.
وراح يكون عندي شروط إضافية للكفالة في هذه القضية لك حتى توقعها.
Those bond conditions are no contact and no weapons.
الشروط الكفالة هي أنه لازم ما تكون بحوزتك أي أسلحة ولازم ما تتعرض لذول الأشخاص نهائياً.
That will survive the entirety of this case.
لأن هذه الشغلة الوحيدة اللي راح تطلعك من هالقضية.
You know, my kids
قلت
wake up
تعرف أنا
every
عندي
morning
أطفال
5 in the
يقعدون
morning
كل يوم
and I wish they would oversleep.
وأني أتمنى إذا ينامون شوية زايد.
I can't even get a good night's sleep.
لأن أني ما أنام زين مرات بالليل.
And here you are because this.
وأنت موجود هاليوم ويانا بسبب هالشي.
I wonder if those kids walk on eggshells around you.
أني أتفاجأ إذا هذول الأطفال ما يمشون على رؤوس أصابعهم يمك بهالحالة.
Do they live in fear of making daddy mad for any reason?
هم عايشين برعب وخوف إنه هم يضوجون والدهم لأي سبب.
If they do, I sure feel bad for them.
إذا هذه حالتهم فأني زعلان كلش عليهم.
It's no way to live in constant fear.
هذه مو وضعية إنه الواحد يعيش بخوف متلازم أو دائم.
We'll have you sign your reset and then take a seat in the jury box.
روح وقع هذه الأوراق وبعدين اقعد بالصندوق مال المحلفين.
اوكي بس ممكن سؤال؟
Would I ask you a question, Your Honor?
Let's do this. You have a lawyer.
قول عندك محامي.
عندي بس ما بعرف هو هذا سؤالي ما بعرف ليش ما إجا.
He's saying I have it but I don't know why he's not present today.
We will wait for them to come.
راح ننتظر إنه يجي.
It's early. They may be here. They may get here in half an hour or an hour.
بعد من وقت بلكت يجي بعد نص ساعة أو ساعة.
We will wait for them to arrive. But regardless, I'm going to have you sign these bond conditions and we'll just wait for your lawyer to arrive as well.
وراح نقدر ننتظر إنه يوصل بس بكل الأحوال لازم تروح توقع هذه الأوراق اللي اشترطنا عليك بيها.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
States. So guys, can you file no contact, no weapons? Also on the reckless driving, we have several of those. I think, can you also file conditions on both of those cases that we did earlier? No racing, reckless driving, donuts. Thanks.
If the no driving affidavit was signed with.
Misconduct, thank you for the super chat in my comments. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, guys, we're going to end the day on a banger. I know it's near the end, but I'm still scrolling through just in case I missed something. I mean, he had a crazy day. It was a crazy day, and you should watch it. You should watch the stream. All right, it's right after this girl.
We've got a little bit of time. Can you wait for a
Here we
second?
go, guys.
Please.
Okay,
Here we
I can
go.
step up, which is right behind you. Yeah.
Switch it
Over
over.
this way for quick for me.
Is this Dante?
Mr. Anthony,
This is
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Anthony, Your Honor.
Anthony, that's
He
right.
was on deferred upstairs for a bird hab. They did not revoke him. They have reinstated that. And he was admonished. And so he's resolving this case today.
Second, I mean. You know, Mr. Anthony, I'm gonna tell you that a burglary of a habitation, to me, is probably one of the worst types of cases that you can pick up because you break the sanctity of someone's own castle, their own home, the most expensive thing that a person owns. You break the sanctity of that for your own selfish wishes and desires. You're on probation for that.
Donald, pay attention. You'll learn how to act better.
And now you've picked up an assault of a family member. How many chances do we give someone like this? Why on earth would we give you time served when you're on felony probation for breaking into someone's home?
He's been in there for a little bit, Judge. It's 69 days technically, but he's got the 23 days credit. So it's not, he just went in for a couple of days and he's back out. So,
So let's go through this, Greg. He has a prior murder case from 2014, a prior aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on that case. In
those are convictions, right?
21, he picks up an aggravated assault, failure to identify while being a fugitive from justice, and another assault family member. And now,
Are we looking at the right guy?
yes, this is in.
Well, they gave a deferred, so that's what, the felony court judge. Yeah. So.
The murder was no build.
Right. I don't know if it makes a difference, Your Honor, but he's taking responsibility. The complaining witness didn't even want to press charges that day. Didn't even want EMS but he's taking accountability here.
But he's not at all, even a little bit.
How many times has, did they file a motion to adjudicate on the Burke Hab? Do you know?
I just saw a court admonishment. He went to court and what did they add to it?
They just reinstated it. I have my paperwork on
They just reinstated, no punishment, no nothing?
I mean, I'm not the attorney on that,
I'm
Your
not
Honor.
taking this. Sorry. No, you're gonna have to, no,
it. They added to
not
What
gonna
did
do
they
it.
add?
It's not fair to everybody else in this world, Mr. Anthony. I'm not doing this.
May I ask what you would consider, Your Honor?
Double.
I mean, would you do 90? Because that's the enhancement?
Like 120.
I mean, can we set it for trial then?
Absolutely, of course.
And then they can get her down here and.
Sure. Happy to.
Okay, your uncle, your dad, I understand. But you can't just say it about an entire race of people because of those two people. And I know there's more than just those two people. I know. I understand. I know where you're coming from. But not everybody, not all of them, not the entire race of people is like that. I know, I do, but not all of them.
Good. But I'm not gonna let you keep doing this and this is my town and I want to protect it. And you don't do that. You violate the sanctity of everything that is dear and holy in this place. And while you're on 2 felony probations, you pick up an assault of a family member and you want me to just, after 20 days, nothing happens upstairs and then we just let you out as if, boom, it's a fart in the wind, it just, everything disappears? Hell no.
Ain't nothing like that. I take accountability for my actions. I can't stay like I got kids and everything.
Yeah, but you can pick up all these cases now. Continue. Mr. Anthony, you are a violent person. And I'm just not going to take it. So I will accommodate you and I will set your case for trial. And that's what we're going to do. Sorry, Greg, but I'm not. He's just, go back.
Your Honor, due to the age of the case, we don't have a lot of discovery yet.
It's okay. We can wait. Yep.
We request a reset.
For sure.
The videos are in, Judge.
Okay.
I mean, I've got everything I need.
Let's set it.
I mean, I could try this Monday, to be honest with you. I'm not.
I have to give them time.
I understand that, but I mean,
them time.
Aside from a 911 call missing, I mean, he's in custody. He's on a probation that he's not being. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, you know, if it's going to be double anyway, might as well let's tee it up and let's put it off.
Well,
I'm basically asking for the quickest possible trial setting that the court that also gives them an opportunity, but there ain't much to this. There ain't much to this. I mean, the videos are in. Maybe there's a 911 call missing, but aside from that, that's the only thing.
We'll set you off 30 days and we can tee it up then. I'm happy to do it. I've been itching for a trial anyway.
Okay.
I'm itching, you know?
So we gotta go trial. But I'll talk to you. Yeah. Okay. It's not yours.
Do you mind signing this real quick?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. I left without signing. No, I'm sorry. I left without signing it. I was just in a rush to get over here.
Judge, what number would you
Don't worry,
take that I
there's
can
more.
go back and?
Thanks, Hunter. Just the 120. You know, if he'll have
His name is Mikey.
within 2 weeks
too.
credit anyways, probably anyways,
Yeah.
you know, but I want him to hear that I'm not taking this crap.
So that'd be 17 more days.
And then I'm at a loss that nothing would just upstairs, they just reinstate and do nothing.
That's
Just-
upstairs. I mean.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's with his kind of history, with all that stuff, and then just 120 and then.
Okay, I'll convey it once we're done with this.
Yeah, okay.
So I spoke with Sergeant. He said he hopes for Tuesday, but no later than Thursday. So Friday, he's gonna come himself by Thursday if he's not able to.
Next week.
For next week. So he's aiming for Tuesday, but that's why he didn't want to promise. He said absolute latest will be Thursday. So
What do you think?
I mean, she's been, I don't know. I mean.
So why don't we do this? Let's put a strict compliance date by, if she's not picked up by Thursday, I'm letting her out on Friday. That's it.
Next
Let her-
Thursday?
Yes.
Huh?
Quicker than 14 days.
I mean, I just lose that's fine.
If they don't come get you by next Thursday, I'm letting you out on Friday.
You need me to call someone?
So that gives them, they know now, that gives them the incentive. If they really want you, they're gonna come get you by Thursday.
and I'll let him know today. Yes, Judge.
No, it's just,
770
look,
8852. Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna let them,
Yes, sir.
but I'm, you know, someone else messed up. I get it. And normally we give 30 days, at least 30 days. we're still within that time anyways, right? The 14 days is a courtesy just because we have so many people here in Harris County. 4 million people. Imagine how many people get arrested every day. So we're still within that time. And so we're not violating the law, just so that you know. But I'm not going to give them any more time after that. Okay, so if they don't get you by Thursday, you'll be out of here by Friday. Either way, you're going to be out of here by Friday, either in Louisiana or we'll let you out. Okay.
Who do you want me to call?
It's gonna be Chrissy, because like.
She already has one.
What is it?
Chrissy.
And
Chrissy?
Yeah.
And who is this?
That's my girlfriend.
Miss Young, you need to understand that if we let you out Friday because they don't come get you, that warrant will always be there, even if we let you out. Until you go to Louisiana and take care of it, it's always going to be out there. Okay, good luck, man. Thanks, Dave. Okay, John.
Judge, can I reapproach on Mr. Coelho?
Yeah.
Or can we talk about his bond?
Can you bring up Mr. Coelho, please?
Who?
Coelho,
Yes, sir.
thanks. You too. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Judge, while they're getting him,
Oh, you want to go through the list?
page 5, Cortez, it's been here all morning, but counsel has not shown up. I called yesterday, and called yesterday as well, no response. I don't know. Did he answer you too, or no?
Take the 120. Sorry.
Yeah, so let's do this. I'm gonna set it for a show cause as to why I shouldn't hold the lawyer in contempt.
No,
No, you're going the wrong way, dude. You're not going out that way.
Real quick before I do this, you will take 120 because he's accepting it.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Just step all the way up.
I want you to understand that I'm not okay with you continuing to blow us off into where your case is 1,000, almost 1,100 days old. I'm not okay with this. And a $3,000 bond is wholly insufficient, meaning that I'm going to raise your bond up because I don't think it's enough. And I'm well within my right to do it. You can't continue to do what you're doing and expect good results.
Sir, I'm not trying to.
But you are. You tell me that you're not trying to. History tells me otherwise, Mr. Coelho. Mr. Cedillo.
Yes, Judge.
Tell me about Mr. Coelho.
Judge, Mr. Coelho, he has certainly kind of gone off the radar for a bit, but I spoke to his family members and him, and he's got some fairly compelling reasons, life issues. His mother had some kidney failure, and so he lives with her and caretakes for her and his 2 young children. I think one of them's in school now, but still he's.
This dude has
Are
2
you
young kids?
okay?
Yes, Judge.
How old are you, Mr. Coelho?
24.
So Judge, the brother told me that he's moved back and he's helping financially support everyone because this is the finances are dire. He helped him with the bond. So Your Honor, if you do raise it, which I understand you've got good reason to do, I ask that you just not raise it, too much because my client's finances are, his financial ability helps his children and helps his mother. And it's not just him that he's taking care of, Your Honor. So, I would ask that you consider that as well. I spoke to him. We do have a plan to try and resolve this case. We apologize for the length of it, but we can, we're committed to getting this thing finally resolved.
You offered a PTI.
Yes, Judge. Yeah, PTI was offered a while back, and I have made contact with the complainant again, just to make sure, and she's also okay with that, and she wants contact too. There has not been any violence since the incident. They do not live together, but they do share 2 young children together, and the defendant is in contact with children as well.
What did you offer on this case as far as the PTI is concerned?
My understanding, Judge, is they want him to do a BIP course, which my client.
Oh, Pete, another 18-week course? I mean, look, if you, I'm okay with it if you want to do it ultimately, you know, I'm gonna put him through the ringer. Is that what you want?
That's not good.
Okay. I'm putting an ankle on, you know what I'm gonna do, Mr. Quello? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Okay? And then I'm gonna put you through the ringer right now. And the first time you mess up, I'm drug testing you now and I'm ordering you not to smoke any dope, not to consume any alcohol. On one ankle, I'm going to put a GPS monitor and I'm giving you a curfew. On your other ankle, I'm going to put a scram ankle monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. And I'm going to have you tested now to see what's in your system. And they've offered you a batter's intervention prevention program. So Pavel, I want a legitimate program. I'm not doing the honky tonk stuff that we did with the other one where they provide the.
We're only accepting after the testing.
Right. This must be an in-person AVDA, which is the Aid to Domestic Violence Association, something like that, where it's a class that you go once a week for 18 weeks. Depending on what you test now for, what are you going to test positive for? Okay, I will test you again 35 days from today. If I find that you,
I'm gonna fail it. I'm not gonna lie, because I have a bad back. I got hit by a truck, so I can't. That's what I'm
you
saying.
smoke in 35 days, if you smoke now, I'm going to put you in jail. I don't care. You have to find an alternate pain medication other than marijuana.
No, I'm saying like even in 35 days, I'm not not being rude or anything, because I came to the courtroom already and I failed a drug test like 2 months after. Well, I mean, not even smoking again. And that's just because it's in my system so much.
I don't believe that for a second, Mr. Quello.
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you now not to smoke marijuana. I'm ordering you not to use alcohol. I'm testing you today, and I'm going to test you again in 35 to 40 days. If I find that you test positive again, I don't care what your reason is. I don't care what your excuse is. You will go to jail. Do you understand?
Can you at least do 45 days so it can actually like be out of my system for real? So I'm not trying to test negative. I'm not trying to negative. I'm not trying to go to jail. So I'm being for real.
I'm going to test you today, and then I'll acquiesce to that. I'll give you the 45 days, okay? Because 5 days is nothing. But I'm going to tell you, if you test positive, if you stop using now, you will not test positive in 45 days. If you test positive again, due to the age of your case, I'm telling you now, I will give you a $20,000 to $30,000 bond. Do you understand? And like the other gentleman in there now, you will be doing about 120 days in jail. Do you understand?
Sorry.
This is a program that you're required to go once a week for 18 weeks. If you really want to do this program, I'm going to micromanage the hell out of you to make sure that you're in it. I'm giving you 1 week to sign up for the program, and you must come back here 1 week to provide me proof that you've signed up. You have to go once a week for 18 weeks. Because your case is nearly 1,100 days old, if you miss one time, and I don't care who's in the hospital, I don't care what excuse that you have, I will kick you out and I will immediately set your case for trial. Do you understand? And I will haul in whoever the alleged victim is in this case is. I will issue a writ of attachment, and I'm going to bring them and I'm going to haul their butts in here to testify in this trial. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I had my baby, was an infant whenever that happened, in my arms. So I don't know how that I could have assaulted him. I have a witness as well, sir. Yes, sir.
Either you are either guilty of this offense or you're not guilty of this offense.
Yes,
if you're not guilty of this offense, then we will set this case for trial. That's it.
So is there, if I complete these courses, will it be dismissed as well? Like it won't be on my record?
If you successfully complete the ABDA BIP program, they will dismiss the case against you. Yeah. but it is an arduous 18-week program that you have to go for once a week. And if you miss 1 week, you're out, and I will set your case for trial. I'm not going to take anything because of the age of your case.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? Okay. So it gets tested now, scram on one, GPS on the other. We'll see him back here next week with proof that he's enrolled. At that point, we'll set him off 2 weeks, and we'll bring him back every 2 weeks to prove that he's going through and he's doing the program. One time he misses, he's out. That's it. What day do you want next week, John?
Judge, can we do,
Any day but Friday.
can we do Wednesday, the 11th?
Sure. So 9/11. You're lucky to walk out of here. Not many people do at the age of this case. Mr. Coelho, but I'm not playing games with you. I'm going to keep you extremely close. And the one time you mess up, you will go to jail at a very high bond. And then I will immediately set your case for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Get on it. All right, John Paul.
Thank you, Judge Manley.
Thanks. Ready?
I know there were the new operating amount.
Hey, Shatoria,
You can figure my comment a little bit. Yes.
Frazier.
It was S6, those were.
Okay.
We didn't work with the second one.
Okay. SADF was a recommendation, Mr. Brooker. Hey, get ready for
Understood.
trial. Pavel.
I'm aware.
You know, Mr. Anthony, I'm going to tell you that it doesn't make me happy doing this. But you got to understand that we don't want people like you here. You know, we like our house to be safe. We like people to feel safe in the city. And with you, it's murder case after aggravated assault, after aggravated assault, after assault. This was an assault of a family member, right? Can you imagine what your family members must feel around you? They probably walk on eggshells because they're just damn near terrified to be next to you. It's not fun to live a life when you're terrified of having someone in your house like that. It really sucks. And we don't want people like that. We have one place for people like that, and it's in Huntsville. And perhaps that's what you need to get the point and get the message across, that we don't want this type of violence around. You know, you have the ability to take care of this yourself. When you're out there in the free world, if you really wanted to do something, that you could pick up a damn phone book or look online and figure out how to deal with these anger issues. What is it? What are you afraid of that makes you so angry? Did you have PTSD? Is it a closet homophobe? What is it that makes you so damn angry that it makes you tear people apart? Is it dope? Figure it out before it's too late and you end up in prison with a 50-year sentence. Because in my opinion, with your kind of history, the only thing that will take is a 50-year sentence, because that's how some people only respond. Get a clue. And quite frankly, I don't even want to take this. I think that you need an entire year in custody. But because of Greg, that's the only reason I'm taking this now. But, and I'm just, if they didn't do anything to, you know, punish you upstairs, just, you're now charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. The agreement is 120 days in jail. Does he have 23 days credit, or what does he have? 23 days of credit. You need to understand that this comes in with an affirmative finding of family violence, meaning that if you pick up another assault like this, and all it requires is for you to grab someone's arm and just gently squeeze to where it hurts, even of the slightest, you'll be facing a third-degree felony. Have you been to the penitentiary before? You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this. With this affirmative finding, you pick up a gun. I mean, because of what you're on now.
All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. It's coming.
Assuming that's part of his felony probation as well, Your Honor.
Right. You pick up a weapon, holy moly. You know, I'm gonna, just one more thing that I'm gonna preach. You're charged with a second-degree felony. So when people get revoked on second-degree felonies, you look, it just starts at double digits. It starts usually around 12 to 15 to 17 years in prison is what you're looking at once you get revoked. And I would hope that if you pick up another case, that's what happens, that they don't just keep cutting you loose, because it's not fair to the citizens of Harris County. If I see you in here on another case, I will immediately set your case for trial. I'm not going to take anything. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. How do you plead to this offense, sir?
Okay.
How do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm sorry? Are you guilty of this offense? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 120 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 23 days that you've done. There is an affirmative finding of family violence. So if you pick up another one of these cases, it's a third-degree felony and another revocation of your alleged probation. Good luck to you, sir.
Frazier, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Frazier. Here we are, back yet again.
Sir.
Your evaluation says that the proper place is SATF, which is a treatment facility. I think that that is the proper course.
No.
Okay, I know you say no, but that's what.
It's not about, I'm not, God, man.
Sir, no outburst, just.
Stephen, it's okay. You know, I mean, really, I get your frustration, but.
I understand, but the last time that we were here in court, it's not that I didn't go to take the UA. I couldn't submit when I went there. I came back to the court. The courts were closed. I came to talk to you. As soon as we went out this door, Mr. Brooks and I spoke to him. I told him, I said, I need to turn back around and talk to the judge. I said, I'm not going to be able to pass one right now. He said he'll talk to you and he was going to come. And I don't know what happened with that conversation. He never got back with me. I still went down there to submit a UA. I was not able to submit one. I came back to the courts. When I came back to the courts, the courtroom was locked. I communicated that with Mr. Brooks. I'm not sure what the issue is, what the problem is with him and his communication, but it sucks.
That's baloney. And I'm going to call you on your baloney right now. I know him. He's always been above reproach. It's not him, it's you.
No, I communicated
him under the bus.
I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I communicated.
You're ingenuous and it's just not true.
No, I did communicate with him. I promise. Why would I lie about that? I have no reason to lie. The same way that I told you the truth about everything. I have not lied about.
I have been dancing since.
For 2 years, exactly.
Since 3 years.
This case has been going on for 2 years. It's not a drug problem. It's not a drug issue. It's not at all whatsoever. And I swear to you on that, it is not. I can look you dead in the eye and tell you.
So what is it, Mr. Frazier?
There's nothing going on. There's nothing wrong. I'm just trying to continue my life. I'm just trying to do that's it. Honestly, that's really it. I'm just trying to just get this done with and continue my life. There's not a drug issue. That is the honest truth, and I don't know what else to say or how to communicate that to make you believe me. There is not a drug issue.
Okay.
I just want this case to be over with so I can continue with my life. I feel like it's been holding me back. I just want my life back. Just want my life back. I want it the way it was. I want my life back, but this is holding me back so much.
There's only one way that's gonna happen.
It's not a drug issue, man. Please listen to me. It's not drugs. Please just listen to me. It's not drugs.
Mr. Frazier.
I don't have a drug issue. The last time we were here in court, they were the plea bargain that was on the table was to time served. What is wrong with that? What is so wrong with that?
History is any indication.
I have never, ever failed a drug test ever since I've been in your courtroom.
You just don't go.
No, I've never failed one.
Just don't go.
That was the
That's-
one and only time. That is the one and only time. Look it up.
Lower your voice.
Stephen.
No,
go.
Your Honor, I understand, but.
Sorry.
Lower his voice.
It's okay. I get it. Emotions run high. But I'm gonna tell you this, that you're probably one of the best actors
I'm not
that have broke
acting.
to this court ever. You put on such a show.
I'm gonna take it to trial.
Okay.
I'm not, I don't.
I'm, for once, we're in agreement. Because I know that you don't want to go to the inpatient facility. So my recourse is to set you for trial.
What was wrong with the plea? What's the plea
I'm
bargain?
not taking it. I'm not gonna
How
take
can
your
you
just
just
little
not
plea
take
of
it?
guilty for you to get out. Because I know you get out, you're gonna pick up another case.
No, I'm not.
And where are we gonna? Really?
I didn't pick up another case now.
Let's go through this now.
Okay, so that was then, this is now. When I did have an issue, but I don't have an issue now. And what I'm trying to do is just continue my life and you're holding me
His last case was June, guys. June. That was then, guys. That was then.
back.
Ready? Can I go through this?
Go ahead.
Okay. So 6/3/24, criminal mischief, 12/29/23, assault bodily injury. Right before that in November, assault evading arrest, terroristic threat, assault bodily injury. And on the terroristic threat, assault bodily injury, and on the VPO that you pick up right before that, I had to set the bonds at 30,004 because of all the times you took off and that you refused to take a drug test.
I've never, what drug
Terroristic
test?
threat.
Time out. What drug test? There's never, no, that's a lie. That's 100% lie. What drug test? Go ahead. Call those out because I don't remember any of those.
Every
Yeah,
case
'cause
that
you were
you
high.
had
There
here,
was not, nope, that's a lie.
let me finish or no?
Go ahead.
Every case since the first
Thank you,
couple,
New
you know what,
Jersey.
you know what it
Thank
was?
you, sissy.
It was with your first DWI that you came in here. That's when I started drug testing you. And since that point, it's literally gone sideways.
Never failed one.
After that,
one.
all you did was keep picking up cases, keep picking up cases, and you would never appear in court.
Right, tell me now.
So regardless, look, I'm not gonna get into this pissing match with you. What's gonna happen now?
Too. Because obviously you're not in agreement and you just obviously want to have control. That's all it is. You want your way.
I'm gonna have you go to the SATF program.
I'm not going.
I
Okay?
don't know.
I'm gonna set your case for trial.
Thank
And
you.
I
if
don't
you're
know.
found guilty,
No idea.
then we do it as part of your probation because I will. Is he looking at a year? Is he looking at, yeah, you're looking at a
True.
year. So what I'm gonna do
True.
is I will sentence you to 365 days in jail. I will probate that for 2 years. And then I'm going to, as a condition of your probation,
Wait, what?
put you into the SATF program
Why?
because that's what I think you need.
What? So then 3 years later, you just take 3 years of my life?
Clinicians that assessed you.
You're just being,
also thought-
no, because the first time they did not. It was not. They went with, they went against what was actually on there because they knew that that's what the judge wanted.
He's upset because, you know,
That's not how
realities
this
are
works,
kicking the
dude.
ding ding. I get
I'm
it.
not upset. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. This is going on way too long. I just want to get back to my life. That's it. I just want to get back to my life. That's it. I just want to get back to my life. Like, I don't know how hard that is to understand.
So, Mr. Brooker, I think that we just need to go ahead and probably set it and stop beating around the bush.
What is the offer that's on the table right now?
I'm not taking.
Well, I'm just asking, what is it? Okay, so what is it that you want? In all honesty, like what all do you want?
I want you to go to the SATF program.
And what is that?
It's a substance abuse treatment facility.
And I have to wait a month just to go there?
The wait list right now is 3 weeks, but I can get it expedited.
We can expedite you in there as quick as possible.
What's expedited? Can I?
So think of it. So Judge Fleischer is in charge of the courtroom. All right. However, Judge Fleischer can be overruled by Stephen. Stephen is in charge of courtroom security. It's like the president of the United States. If there's gunfire and the president says, no, I want to stay here and keep doing what I'm doing, Secret Service can just whisk him away. Like they overrule him at that point. So Stephen is able to overrule the judge if he thinks the courtroom or the judge or Victoria is at risk. So the judge told Stephen, it's okay, he's just emotional.
Go tomorrow?
I don't know, Mr. Brooke. I mean, if I can get you there tomorrow, I will. I don't want to hold you just to hold
I
you.
want this over with. Just want this done with. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
I want you to work the program honestly, though. I want you to do it well.
Just want this done with.
Did you see that, guys? Did you see that? Oh, okay. We have 2 men in front of us right now, okay? Let's read what the first man said. Ready to duck. I don't shop, cook, or clean. I got married. That's one guy. That's what one guy said. Then we have another guy who sees that this man is losing control and he pushes her away, says, get out of here, go, and stands right there. Did you see that? Pavel, dude, mucho mega points. I missed that earlier. I missed that. Wow. Wow. Isn't he great? Fozzie, I love you.
Already, like, I'm tired of this shit.
You need to understand that if you do well, the program will only be 6 months. If you don't respond
I don't
well,
want
it's
to go
going
to
to be
a
longer.
program. I don't need a program. I'm not on drugs.
How soon can you expedite?
I can give it a week.
You know what? And to update everybody and the entire world, you've sold me this story before, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I've never
8,
told
9,
you this since the last.
Taxes later.
I've never picked up a case after I told you this.
I'm not playing this game with you again.
I'm not asking for any games. I'm not playing any games.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Sorry. I'll
Stop.
Okay, I'm setting your case for trial today.
Can I do the, stop.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Let me talk to him. Okay.
Is discovery complete?
On the ABI, yes. On the mischief, I'm missing some. I'll subpoena it, but we can
Can you
set it.
please get on it?
The offer was originally, it was
I'm not taking, no.
13-month deferred with T-RAS and RUAs and no drugs. That was the offer before the 30 days. That's still on the portal. You were asking
And
about
Chief,
that.
what case would you go forward on?
At this time, it would be the ABI, unless I get discovery, the surveillance on the mischief at that point, if it's made available in time.
Who's the mischief against them?
It's the Walmart. It's Walmart.
Oh, that's right. He goes in there and
He breaks a
breaks a
laptop.
computer.
Yeah, because he was using it for his personal stuff and got that's allegations.
So I don't know, Mr. Brooker, if you want to reach out to Mr. Frazier now and look, they've said they're offering you a 13-month, you say deferred?
Deferred, yes, sir. T-RAS, RUAs, no drugs or
Well,
alcohol.
the TRAS is already done.
Well, it's T-RAS and conditions, so the conditions, that what it suggested was SATF, so that would be.
So,
yeah.
So remember your composure.
This is the offer. The offer is a 13-month deferred, which is a type of probation that if you complete successfully, you don't end up with a conviction. That is on the assault. They will dismiss the criminal mischief. As part of the probation, though, you will be doing the substance abuse treatment facility. That's what we're asking you to do.
Can
And
I
if you
do
want to
some,
take that, you can. You don't have to, but if you don't, I'm going to set your case for trial. We will go on one or both of the trials, and on one of them, whichever one you're found guilty, if you're found guilty, you will go to the SATF program.
is there any way that I can take substance abuse classes while on probation and do that, like an outpatient while on probation instead of going to SATF and then do?
No.
I don't understand why
I
not.
know you want to get out, but if I let you out and try to do the substance abuse thing outside, you're not going to do it.
If I'm court mandated, yes, I will.
No.
How do you, I did everything else.
Because you take off on me now when I let you out now.
I didn't take off. I
Yes,
did
you
what I
did.
had to do. I went down there.
I'm
I
not
didn't
going to
take off.
kissing match with you again.
I did not take off though.
You either take it.
I did not
That you-
take off. I showed up to court exactly on the 29th, exactly like I did, like was requested. I showed up.
Serenity now.
What?
Mr. Frazier.
Showed up.
You know what the deal is. They've offered you the deferred. If you want to take it, you can do it, and we can try to expedite you into the SATF program. If you don't want to do it, we'll just set your case for trial, and we'll do it the long way. So.
What would trial do?
I don't know, 30 days at least. Because he's got to subpoena witnesses. I have to give him time to subpoena witnesses. So at the fastest I could get you in for trial is 30 days. But I'm telling you this, I'm going to go to trial on the assault. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, I know
If
for
you're
a
found
fact I
guilty on
never
the assault,
assaulted
if you're found
anybody.
not guilty on the
I know
assault,
for 100%
I'm going to
fact.
go, we're going right then and there, right after we're going to right trial on the criminal mischief.
That's fine.
One right after.
I know
the
I
other.
didn't assault anybody.
Okay. Well, then I can't take anything from you then if you're telling me you're not guilty.
And how long will it be until I can go into the status program?
Well,
It'll be a week if I can expedite it.
a week.
Because today's Friday, so.
And I'll order them to expedite it so that we can get you in a week. And then when you're in the program though, like I told you, if you're acting like this to me, like you are to them, what do you think is going to happen?
Jiffy is both cornbread and peanut butter, and they are both delicious. How could you make Jiffy dishwashing detergent? Ugh. Ugh.
So what is it? What type of facility is it? Like in jail or?
It's a treatment facility where you're going to meet with people on a regular basis
I'm
to
saying
talk
it's still
about your
jail?
issues.
Is it a program? Is it a facility or is it jail?
You're housed in a different facility, okay? Is it in a Atascocita? Where is it? So you're housed not in the jail here in downtown. They take you to a different facility, but you're not just free to leave. It's a different facility where it's rehab essentially, right? You're taken to a different facility. You meet with people on a regular basis to talk about substance abuse issues. They will routinely drug test you. And depending on how well you respond, it could be 6 months, it could be 9 months. If you're butting heads with me like you are now, it's going to be longer. It'll be 1.5 years. Take your time.
No, it's fine. I'll take it.
I want you to think about it though.
It's fine. I'll take it because the longer I have to take, the longer I have to stay here. I don't want to be here.
Okay. You're ready to do it? Then I'm ready to do it with you.
It's fine.
And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to go visit you in Atascocita. I will personally go there to check on you to see how you're doing. Because we can do that. And if you're not doing well, they're going to end up filing a motion to revoke your probation, and we're going to do it all over again. So I want you to take, and I want you to do it well. Okay, if you want to write it up, we can do it. You sure? Or do you want some time to think about it?
I'm thinking let's get the word from defense before I write it up. Yeah.
Let me put it back there so he can talk, Mr. Berger can call and talk to him real quick.
For sure.
Before he makes any final decisions on that.
3189, right?
Yeah, no, is it 8-9 or 9-9?
Nine. Okay, I'm gonna chat you the phone number, Mr. Booker.
Thank you, sir.
For sure.
And we end on a bang. We end on a bang. Everybody who felt bad for him can go and breathe and decompress. I know. It was like a roller coaster with that guy. We all knew he was going to, we knew it right away. And I guess it could have been worse. I mean, he didn't bang his head against the desk. When he went back there, he came back out and his shirt was not ripped off. Thanks, Victoria. That was nice of you. It was. And oh my gosh. My finger has a blister from all the messages I had to delete. My finger is a blister. All right, it doesn't. I'm over dramatic. But that man taught me to be dramatic. Oh. Well, we are going to do Tuesday, tomorrow's stream. Tuesday was a day as well. Tuesday was a day. And I'm scared to put Tuesday on because last time I tried to play Tuesday, it was everything crashed and I had a bad day. But I'm going to put Tuesday on tomorrow. And something else. I don't know yet. Usually I kind of know what I'm going to do the next day, but I have nothing right now. Nothing. Don't worry. I'll get something together later. I have to work a double first. Can you spell it how you would say it, Carolyn? CJ? It's hard for me to say CJ. It feels like I'm insulting you in some way. I don't know why. I don't even know. I wish I had an Australian accent. I wish I could try to have an Australian accent, but I don't. I don't. Oh my, oh wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me answer that one. I'm going to answer that one. I'm so sorry, Judge Fleischer, but we have the best mods here. We just do. They are made of different stuff. They are. I just think that we have a great group of mods. And like my besties, all of them. Every one of them is my besties. Most of them are the same. Yeah. Okay. Oh, don't say that. Never mind. I was about to say something to get me in. It's so hard, guys. You don't understand. If I say one wrong sentence, I could just be canceled. I could completely be canceled. And I was just about to say that very sentence. And I'm not going to because I have a filter, a super filter. That's why there's no way I can I can drink alcohol and stream. Like I had a beer yesterday, but that's just like that's not drinking alcohol. One can is not drinking alcohol. But I'm telling you, if I could drink alcohol and stream, we would have the greatest stream ever for half of y'all, and then the other half of y'all will block me. That's right, because the half that left will be laughing so hard. My love, my love. Me and Linus are getting married someday. She's gonna give me a green card, or I'm gonna give her a green card, or we could give each other green cards, and then she can move here and I'll move there. That seems like the perfect marriage to me. We just switch houses for a year and then switch back. And we can text each other. Good morning, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Because then I won't. Nope, don't say that. Never mind. It is. It is. Plus, I could promise you you're the only girl in my life. And I don't require that same promise back. Oh boy, that's enough. I'm gonna get in trouble tonight. Well, Donald, I have a Mazda, so it's fine. Kelly, feed Chekhov. Give Chekhov a big, big, big kiss for me. I know, he probably won't like it. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. I don't have any demands. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Tokyo. Oh, Leetness, I'm sorry, but Tokyo is a Honda. Hey, Tokyo, guess what I have? I have a neighbor's driveway. That's fine. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. You know what I'm gonna do? Instead of getting my stream ready for tomorrow, this is a bad idea. And this is what I'm gonna do. I already decided. It just decided right now, but this is what I've already decided. So this is a really bad idea. Oh, I don't need $1,000,000. Adam, I do not need $1,000,000. That nope. You. No. Gosh. Do you know how many bills I would have if I had $1,000,000? I would my debt would be 10K a month easy. And then I'd spend my $1,000,000 and my debt would still be 10K a month and then I'd be really screwed. No. I don't need I think the more money I have, the more money I'll spend. I no. No, I can't imagine that. Tokyo, no. Oh, yeah, I don't need anything from nobody. Except on Tuesday. Whoo, I know, but I did it. I did it myself anyway. I did what I couldn't do, and I did it. So yeah, I don't want nothing. But coffee and donuts are nice. Thank you, Fozzie. They were nice, and it was a man that delivered them too. No. Tuesday, 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 Tuesday. I can't speak Aussie. I can't. I just can't. It's not in my skill set. Although, little lady, I can pretend I'm from the South. We can meet there in July. We have Taco Tuesdays at work. Tuesday. You know what I'm gonna do? No, I'm going back to what I was gonna do. Nope, I've already made up my mind. Instead of getting my stream together and working on tonight's stream, instead of doing the Kelly trial, which I really can't, Maiko, because I work a double today, I'm going to put on House MD and go to sleep watching House. I'm gonna forget about everything. That sounds like a plan. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm so excited. I miss him. I haven't seen him in a while. See, it's not a good idea, Lori. I'm gonna put on House. One woman, she was like, "Well, can't I get pregnant from like a toilet or something? Because I don't have sex." He's like, "Yes, you can get pregnant from a toilet seat if there was a man sitting between you and the seat." That's where I'm going to see. That's where I'm going to see. So if my stream is a little cluttered tomorrow, you can blame House MD. Oh man, it's so good. It's just so good. He's so rude, Fozzie. It's great. It's really great. Can I just end on one thing? I'm going to end where I began. American courts. I stole that hilarious clip from American courts because it's hilarious, and everybody deserved to see what he found for us. Bill, you're amazing, Bill. Your interviews are amazing. You found like a superstar, Linus. Maybe I'll get to meet her someday. So keep rocking it, Bill. Keep rocking it. All right, guys. I'm going to put my outro on. It's very jaunty. It's a jaunty little date. Ah, thanks, Fozzie. I can't find my outro because I got the wrong folders open. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. I shall see you again tomorrow. Behave. Bye.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes there's a truth so true. With each stream she brings the light, turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm.